This meeting is being recorded.
I'm going to record it.
Okay.
If we, this might be all we have. I don't know.
Oh, it's quiet.
Sounds like Amy's with her parents in Branson.
And are they doing okay? It isn't because they're back in the hospital or anything.
No, I think they're they're on vacation. Great vacation.
Oh, good, good.
Because I just saw a picture on Facebook yesterday. I think that places they've maybe stopped on the way or things that they've seen while they've been there. So no,
Oh,
they're on vacation.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Well, should we start with anybody have some wins, Betty or Kathy?
I have some wins. I've got a couple of wins, actually, and then I have a confession, but yeah.
Okay.
But we'll start with the win. My win is last week I learned to climb the stairs. Now, isn't that amazing?
Yes.
The thing is, with my operation and all that stuff, I've had so much trouble going up and downstairs, up and downstairs. And usually I don't go up and downstairs. And here, all of a sudden, I start, if I go up with my left foot, I can go up much better. And so then that's just on the little steps going in from the garage to the house, which I had rebuilt so that they're small. And then I tried this week, Sunday night and Monday, I tried the big stairs going downstairs, and it's like, gee, I have a whole house again. I can go down the steps. I go down backwards and I put my right leg down first so I don't bend the knee. And then I can go up, but I lift up with my left foot, and then come up right and then left and then right. And it's like, gee, you're 77 years old and you learned how to climb the stairs. Whee! Yay! So that was
good for you. That's big.
That's awesome.
I heard you share that on the wind call. I don't know if it was in the morning or in
morning. Yeah.
Not
Yes.
even sure which day it was, but
I think it was Monday. I shared it Monday. I was just, oh, good. I'm glad. I love those calls. That's another one of my wins. Is she said, you will listen to them twice a day. Well, I do if I can, if I'm not. And I love them. And on Friday, 3 times I started down the hallway for that Friday night call. And it's like, there's no call on Friday. There's no call on Friday. So that was another.
That's good. It's obviously become a habit. So
yes,
it's a good habit.
A healthy habit.
A healthy habit to have that encouragement every morning and at night.
They're great. They're great. So when I can catch them in the morning, when I can catch them at night, that is super. Plus, they're going around the elements again. So it's like you get a mini lesson every time, just a little mini.
Yep, they started over again with the elements. So I agree. They're just, and that actually made me get out the book and read the element again, you know.
Yes. I just left it right here by my computer and it's open to that. And so today they started chapter 5. Yeah.
Betty, I have to share with you. I was on another call last Thursday with a mastermind group that I'm a part of. And one of the participants on there heard your win call when you were talking about the book that you got and all the comments.
Yes.
And everything. So
yes.
she said, Margot, you must know this woman. She said, I think she's in Minnesota. I said, not only is she in Minnesota, she's in my wellness group. I said, so I get to see her all the time. And she said, oh my gosh, she said, she is so incredible. And we loved her story and what she has been able to do and and this gal is probably in her late 30s. And she said, what she has been able to do, she said she really was inspiring, and listening to her, she said it was really great. So
oh, bless her heart.
and that particular mastermind group that I'm a part goes, I mean, there's hundreds of people that listen into that. They may not all be on the event like us, but there's a lot of folks that heard
Oh.
about Betty Keene that day.
You're
So you're
famous,
getting
Betty.
you're getting known around the circuit, my dear.
So you're telling me there's no hiding anonymous
No,
commit petty crimes. Like, no, that
No,
life is
no.
over with, right? Done.
yes, you're out there bold and beautiful now. It's done. But I was so proud, and I felt so good when she said, "You must know her," and I went, "Oh, I do know her. I'm thrilled to know her," and that was good.
She's an inspiration to us all.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely, absolutely,
Uh,
and many
thank you.
more, and many more.
Oh, thank you. Because today I have been on an eating binge, and now I hear this, and it's like, oh, I don't have to be on a binge anymore. I don't have. I haven't been on a binge in years and years and years, but today I have been. I even had. I hate to tell you this, but two of those. You know, they're like a little chocolate cupcake, and they got a little cream inside, and they have a black thing with the swirly thing on top, the white stuff. It's been at least, I think I was in my 30s when I last had them. I used to make them for my kids, and I've never had. And today I got up in the cupboard and dug two out. I dug one, and then I went and dug another one and ate it. I couldn't believe it.
Were
Well,
those
I'm
the
eating.
old ding dongs?
Yeah, or like the
They're like
Hostess cupcakes.
the Sarah something cupcakes or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like Hostess cupcakes.
Hostess,
Hostess,
that's what
yeah.
Yeah.
that's what they were. And I
Yeah.
haven't, Gene's had them around for centuries, and he eats them, and I have never tasted them. And he and I have been together for 24 years, and it'll be 25 in January. And so I rated and took two of his things. Yeah.
So Betty, I just have to ask. So what do you think triggered that?
Oh, I know what triggered it. It's because I signed up for. Oh, I hate to hog every. Am I hogging?
No,
No.
no. I mean,
Oh,
as long
hog
as
away.
I guess the awareness,
yeah. Well, it
triggered you.
really triggered. She wanted me to, I made the deal with her for 2 weeks, which is I did every night. I did brush my teeth, brush, floss, did that. That I put in myself. But then from 8:30 to 4:30, nothing past. I didn't snack or eat anything at all, nothing except, water or coffee, a little bit of I had a cup of coffee too. But otherwise, I had nothing, and I was really, really, really proud of that. And so, but she said she wanted me to go on with Kate on the emotional thing. I was excited about that. I signed up for she set it up for me, and I had to wait. And a friend of mine came over Monday and got PayPal set up for me. And so I paid that. And then all of a sudden I couldn't do the session. I couldn't write down the session. I'd head here and I couldn't get here. And all of a sudden at 11 o'clock last night, it hit me. You're afraid. You're scared to death. You think that if you quit compulsively overeating, that something worse is going to happen to you. And so then I started thinking, what's ridiculous? Okay, say you had an imp in your house. If you cleaned out the imp, what do you think? Do you think a goblin's going to come back in? And then you have to get rid of the goblin. And then what? An ogre is going to come in. And once I started laughing about it, how stupid this sounds, that if you get rid of something bad, it doesn't mean that something worse is going to come in. You can replace it with something better. And that was at 11 o'clock last night. And so this morning I got up, I was up at 3 or something like that. And I texted her, told her why I was so late getting back to her and what I was doing. And then I've been eating, and that was what I just went down and went sewing. I just left the whole house and went to my sewing room because I was just eating anything. If a mouse had run by, I would have gotten it before a cat or a dog or anything. I mean, that's just, it was just.
Betty, I'm going to share something with you. I have a client who has the same issue. She'll go along just great, no problems, nothing gets in, and then all of a sudden something will trigger and she's not always sure what it is. Sometimes it'll just be maybe something in a dream and she'll wake up and all she can think about is food, food, food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've made a deal because I pretty much am home all the time unless I'm out at a doctor's appointment or, little things, but I'm around a lot. I said, when you get that, I don't care if it's 3 in the morning or 3 in the, you pick up the phone and call me. Just call me and say, I'm about to go eat something. Can we talk?
Mhm.
And we talk it through. And I will tell you, there have been several calls at various times, but I get it. I get it when you get that it's like a craving that you're not even consciously aware of. You're just automatically doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I told her, I said, when you feel that, before you grab that food or whatever it is you're thinking of, call me. And sometimes it's just a matter of, have you had your latest fueling? Maybe
Yeah.
you're missing a fueling,
Yeah.
or
Get some
come
water.
on,
Wasn't
let's-
missing a feeling today.
let's drink a glass of water, or let's have a hard-boiled egg, or
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
something. If you're
Something. Yeah.
gonna take food,
Yeah.
get something healthy.
Yeah.
And it really, I know it's helped her,
Yeah. Oh,
and
it does.
keeps
It
me
does.
on track, because I am constantly aware that any of us at any time can give in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes for
So-
any of you too, because I'm up on off and on all the time. But don't call my text number because that's turned off. But if you have my home number, anyone can call that too, because I know that. And today it
And-
was just what I realized was, you think you're never going to eat again.
Yeah.
That you
Mhm.
in your head you're thinking you're going to tap, 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 and never be able to eat and enjoy any food again. And as soon as I realized that, I walked right down to my sewing room, land of reason, and went in there. Because, it's that stupid, stinking thinking, and that you think, oh my
Yeah.
God, I better eat.
Thinking.
I
Yeah.
better,
But
yeah.
I offer that to you. Don't
Well,
hesitate
thank
to
you.
pick up the
Thank
phone
you.
and call.
Me
Oh.
too. That's
Yeah. Well, thank you so
well,
much.
any of us. You can't get a hold of one, try the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean because when you get that that subconscious craving, it's so
Yeah.
hard to control. And like you, initially you don't know where it's coming from. When
Yeah.
you realize where it's coming from, like you did, it's like, oh,
Then-
what am I thinking?
Yes,
But
it's done.
up until that point, the only thing that's going to satisfy you is getting food in your mouth.
Yeah, crunching. Yeah, crunch.
Something. Yeah,
Well, the
something.
win to that, Betty, is that you were aware that you
Yeah.
stopped and
Oh,
felt like,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
what caused that?
Yeah.
So,
And that I have a safe room to go to. Everyone should have a safe corner that they can go to. And it isn't in front of the TV, because what do they have in front of the TV? 10,000 ads for yucky food,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
well, good. Thanks so much for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for listening. Believe you me.
Does anybody
That's what we're
else?
here for.
Yep. Does
Yes.
anybody else want to share any wins or challenges like Betty? We're here to listen.
Yeah, I would say I've had a couple challenges on the sugar, just with what's going on, with my husband. He's doing well, but they want to start chemo right away, and so he's going to have his port put in on Monday. So a couple times I've kind of like you, Betty, I've reached for
Yeah.
the not healthy snacks, and I'm trying really hard to stop, challenge, and choose. But
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know why it just triggers me to think of sugar, but
Yeah.
Kathy,
know.
do you have healthy snacks available to
yeah,
you?
I mean, I've got my bars and everything, and yeah,
But do
I
you have
do.
other things that you maybe keep in the refrigerator that you could grab? you know, if you've got some celery cut up, and you can throw some peanut butter
Yeah, I do
on
have
it,
celery
or
and
some
I've got
cream
grapes,
cheese
but
on it,
sometimes
or
those are kind of too sweet too. As I just can't trigger the sugar part of me. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
How about olives or dill pickles? That helps me.
dill
And that's how
pickles are
Dr.
the
Michelle told
best.
me that. Dr. Michelle told me that.
Oh,
And
I'll have to add
sometimes that'll
dill
help me.
pickles.
It'll
Yeah, dill
divert my,
pickles are the best, without a doubt.
yeah. And but I don't always think of them because that wasn't ever my go-to, but it's fast becoming a go-to food.
What
Okay.
about, have you got sugar-free popsicles or sugar-free puddings or
No,
jellos?
I don't.
Get some of those. I mean, sugar-free
Okay.
popsicles taste sweet. They're great. I mean, every once in a while, I will get that sugar craving and I'll go grab a popsicle.
I heard
And
someone,
oh.
oops, go ahead.
And oh my gosh, I mean, just that. And it's sweet flavor all the way through, but it's got no sugar. Or
Sugar.
I've got these great sugar-free puddings that I just love. And I'll grab one of those and eat that. So there
Okay.
are
Those
things
are
out
good
there.
ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy. They're right there. They last forever. And when you need them, you just grab them. And much better than a candy bar or a
Yeah.
cookie
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Mhm.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day I did the ice cream, and I haven't had ice cream for a long time, but it was just like and I don't want to get
Yeah.
back into that habit.
No.
I heard someone say that about freezing like a shake. Like say if you
I
do
do like the chocolate shakes. Yeah.
chocolate shakes, if you freeze them. I haven't tried it, but you know,
I might try
the
that.
little popsicle things that you can make your own popsicles.
Yeah.
But so I kind of would like to try that, make up like a chocolate shake and then put that in the um popsicle holders and
Yeah.
I actually wanted to try that for my grandkids, so
Yeah,
We'll try that one for sure. Yeah. Because I
so,
do like the chocolate shakes.
yeah.
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 I
And
don't
it's
know. Just a
amazing
thought.
how easy it freezes.
Does it? Okay.
It's like a fudgesicle.
Good.
And
You
you make
know,
it the same with the same amount of water.
it pretty much, yeah.
I'm assuming, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try that.
Yeah. And you can go on Amazon and get these popsicle molds. You can
Yep.
pour it in and,
Yeah.
I do that because I think I've said many times that I'm not a good water person and it's boring to me. So I've got to have some kind of flavor.
Yeah.
And I juice up about a couple dozen lemons every other week, put it in jars and put it in the refrigerator so that when I am taking my water, I can pour some, and of course I use it for cooking and other things, but
Oh,
I found some really cool, very narrow, almost like little popsicle sticks that I freeze the lemon juice. And then I just take my water bottle and I put a couple of those in it. And it's so easy and it's cool and it's refreshing and it's done. So, there's a lot of little things like that you
Yeah.
find along the way.
In a pinch, I used to have some little Dixie cups. And I would freeze, like
Oh
a
yeah, that would work.
popsicle
Yeah.
in that. I don't know if you can get Dixie cups anymore, but
You can.
I had some straws and I just cut a straw up just a little piece and stuck it in the Dixie cup, and that was my my
Your
yeah.
popsicle.
popsicle. Yeah. So can makeshift your own if you know.
Plus, you can crunch on that ice cube and gives you that. See, I have to have the crunchy too. I have to have
Yeah. Well, that's what I like about these ones, that they're maybe about 3 inches long and about a half an inch wide. So it's
Yeah,
just a
they'd be
little stick.
perfect. You could just
And
crunch.
and I can even hold one and eat it like that, but I just put it right into my water bottle and it's great.
Right in. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. It gives it a little bit, and I do lemon or I do lime I can either one. I do both of those, but just to give it a little bit of extra flavor, something to make it more exciting.
Yeah. And
So
oops,
there.
you got some nutrition too. Oh my.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, lemon juice is really good for you.
Yes, it is. That's
Really
very
good for you. So, Kathy, what do you crave when you get the sugar craving?
Well, I usually my, you know, chocolate and ice cream.
Okay,
Those are my downfalls. Yeah.
okay.
But I got rid of, I gave out for Halloween. We did give out some chocolate, but I gave out fruit snacks too. So there's no chocolate now in the house, so it's gone. So that'll help. But I still have ice cream. But I'll try the frozen shake because I do like the chocolate shake. So that's a good idea. That'll be like I'm getting ice cream.
Yeah.
All right,
Sometimes
did
you just
listen-
got to keep hunting till you find something that
Find something. Yeah.
works.
I did listen to a Monday Night's Call, and I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Some just kind of good reminders.
yeah, do you have some
I
notes?
like well, just the first thing, he's taking full responsibility, for myself. I can't expect other people, I got to do it myself, which I think we all know that. And then just that the 6 macro habits are the key to success. But I liked how she said, kind of like they were going on a trip and the 4 wheels of the car, and
Yeah.
that all made sense.
That was cute.
Mhm.
If you have a flat tire,
Yeah.
are you going to go out? You take care of the flat tire. But when we're
Yeah.
eating, then we just go kaplooey, and all of a sudden we have 4 flat tires because
Yeah.
we're not
Right.
taking care of anything at all, And that was another trigger thing then too. I discovered the last, I document and write everything down. I'm a maniac about it. In the last 2 weeks, I haven't written down anything. And so I can tell that I just have not written down, not my steps, not my water, not my food. And I think that's a trick, because she mentioned that too.
Yeah, tracking.
Do you track what you're doing? And I think that was a
That
good
can be
thing.
huge because when you're tracking it, you're making yourself aware.
Exactly.
When you write
And
it down, you go, wait a minute. What do you mean I wrote down a
I'm not,
candy bar?
I'm not writing 3
That's
Twinkies
not
in.
part of my program.
Yeah.
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 They
Well, like
really,
if I don't, I'm sorry. I said if I don't track my water, I don't get enough water in, so I have to track my water.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I do
And I
too.
think I'm drinking it, but then I'm like, oh gosh, that was only 16 ounces. I got to drink another 16 ounces. So
Yeah.
I have to
After
track
all
that.
these years, for me, I used to track all the time. And the only thing I track now is my hydration, is my water intake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the exception being when it comes to holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas event, special party events and that, then I will track, okay, I'll talk to my daughter. What are we doing for Thanksgiving dinner? So I'll look at their menu plan because her and my son-in-law take care of dinner. And I'll look at it and go, okay, this is what they're planning. So I need to bring some things in that I can eat and enjoy it, because I know if I don't, that I'll just take everything that's on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, and I know I said this before because I've been doing this for so long now, it's just second nature.
Yeah.
It's just second nature. And
Yeah.
I take that. The other thing that I do is when I do go, like if I go to lunch and go, okay, I'm going to blow it and have some pasta or something that I shouldn't have. I'm going to share a dessert with a friend, whatever. That night, when I do my gratitude journal, I make a note of what I had during the day that I shouldn't have had. So I don't forget that I had it.
Mm.
Yeah.
One thing one of my daughters does, and if she's going to have something like your pasta,
Yeah.
then she makes sure that she doesn't ever have it at home, but it's a special. So in this case, you can say, I shared a pasta with my friend.
Yeah.
That is not
I
something
shared
you're
the
going to
dessert
do
with
every
my
day.
friend.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like I
Yeah,
said,
a
I
dessert.
shared the dessert
Yeah.
with my friend. Yeah.
And in that way, she's not saying, thou shalt not have forever and ever, but and so she does it that way, and that helps her because then she never has it at home. There's no ice cream comes
Yeah.
at home, but once in a
Yeah.
while, every 2 or 3 months, she might take her grandkids, my great grandkids, and to get a little something. And maybe that way, then when you write in your gratitude, then I'm grateful that I had pasta with a friend and I didn't eat the whole pot
The
of.
whole, yeah. Well, and I do that. If I'm going to go off plan, it's always when I'm out to eat
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't want, if I
That,
make it at home, it's me. I've got too much food.
yeah.
I can't make just one little portion. So I'm making a lot and
Yeah,
then
and
I got it
you'd have pasta for a week
and
then
I
every
feel
day.
like
So,
I've got to eat it up. Right. So if
yeah.
I go out, I will let my friend take my leftovers home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have what I have while I'm there and that's it. Then I document it that night so that
Good.
as I'm looking back, I'm going, oh yeah, that day I did this, just so I don't forget
Yeah.
because it's so
And
easy to get off track.
yes, it is. But if you save it for something, and something special like that, like you say, you're not going to make it up because exactly, we were trained. You eat everything on your plate, young lady.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And grandma made that chocolate cake and you eat that. And it's a slab, the size of a
Yeah.
Mack truck door or something. And it's just terrible. But yeah, and that way it's easy to say no thank you, but sometimes sometimes that happens. And it's like I'm coming up on a retreat in November, and I've already got my mind. It'll be just like the last time. I'll take my food. They're cooking food. They're doing this, that. I'm taking my food, my Optavia food, and that's what I'm going to have. And don't even take the first bite. If you don't take the first bite, you won't fall down that hole.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. Good for you. Then you're already like I do for Thanksgiving and Christmas, you're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
So
I like,
you're taking away any barriers that you could run into, which is a good thing.
which is everything.
Yeah.
They'll haul in Dairy Queen. They'll haul in donuts.
Oh.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, wow.
Don't, yeah. Oh no, and they're all good cooks. And no, I just say no, thank you. No, thank you. I have, don't take that first bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right, Betty. I think in our generation, I mean, I grew up in a restaurant and
Oh,
my
yeah.
Oh,
father,
that'd be awful.
fortunately, everything that he made was all from scratch. He was an amazing chef, but if we put it on our plate, we ate it
Yeah.
because we saw so much waste.
Yeah.
We saw how many people came in and ordered these big meals and extra sides and things like that. And I'd be doing dishes, scraping food off into the garbage can. And it was so disheartening to see how much food went to waste.
Especially
And
when the preparation that went into it,
Yeah.
yeah,
mean,
yeah. I
from
mean,
scratch and,
I will say my dad was very good about portion control. He didn't put out these big salads that you see at restaurants or these big plates of food. He really put out, but still, people would order extra things on the side and not be able to eat it all.
Yeah.
And then it would come back and we'd be trashing it away. And how many times I would think, oh my God, there's people that could be using this food.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah, it
throwing it
is.
away. Yeah, it just so because of that, when I got my meals ready for me from the restaurant, I never put more on my plate than I knew I could handle.
Yeah. I know if your grandma was like mine, she would have said, so and so had eyes bigger than their stomach because they load
Oh,
up so
yeah.
much stuff and wouldn't eat it.
Yeah,
I don't hear people say that anymore, but boy, but grandma used to, and you just didn't want grandma to make a comment like that about you.
no, you didn't. But still, it's I get so frustrated today with so many of these restaurants. With
Yeah.
times are hard. They don't need to be putting out those huge portions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, cut back a little bit. Maybe you wouldn't have to charge so much.
Then
Just
then maybe people could come back if you didn't charge so much, if you didn't have
Yeah.
quite so much.
well, that too. But so I mean, pretty
Yeah.
much with most restaurants today, everybody is taking home leftovers. Why?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah.
They should be serving enough for your meal while you're there.
Yeah.
But they have these salads that are huge and sandwiches that are ginormous. You know, it's like I've got to take it apart because I can't get my mouth over it.
I know. It's that
You know.
big. I know. It's that
And
big.
those things don't help matters any either. And I think that was part of, Monday night that was good, where they were talking about when you are going through the program and you're tracking, you're keeping yourself aware
Yeah.
of what you're doing and when you're doing it.
I do, yeah. And you measure out your vegetables, you weigh out your meat, you do that kind of stuff. And so that yeah, so I
Every
keep track. Yeah.
I
every
wrote down
time,
3 things that they said benefits of tracking and more likely to reach your goals. You see the full picture and you can celebrate your wins.
yeah,
when you're
Yes.
looking
Yes.
at-
yeah,
Yes.
And somebody I think even said they recognized that they weren't getting enough protein.
Yeah, he was losing weight. That's right. He was losing so much weight, but he was losing muscle mass.
Muscle
And
mass.
yeah.
because they were traveling on the road. And
Well,
so, yes.
yeah, and I just had a gal who plateaued and she had been doing amazing and we couldn't figure out why. And for like 3 weeks, she didn't, no up, no down, no nothing. And we started talking about what she was eating, and I made sure that she was journaling everything. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, and I said, are you still measuring your
Oh.
protein and your vegetables in that? And she went, no. I
No.
said, yeah, I'll bet you're getting a few more ounces of meat than you should, or a little bit more of the vegetables than you should. And you're not realizing, you're eyeballing it because you're thinking, well, I've been doing this. I know I don't need to measure this anymore. As
Yeah.
soon as you stop doing that, you're risking
Yeah.
putting too much out there. So
Yeah,
it
it is true. And you sit there, you've got to, okay, today the pork chop you have might be just right. It might be 4.5 ounces, just right. Or you cut it down to see. And then the next time, if you don't measure it, here it's an 8-ounce pork chop. And all this, there's 3 extra ounces there, and it's, I just cut that off and that goes so that 3 ounces plus go to the next,
to the
the
next
next
meal.
day's meal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Nobody said it was going to be easy,
No.
but in reality, it really isn't that hard if you really think about it.
the thing is,
Yeah.
in my case, I have more energy. So Is it easy to do that stuff? It isn't hard, but I have more energy so I can go zip, zip, zip and do it. Whereas before I
Yeah.
started the program, I'm still doing it, but it was like, I'm tired. I'm so sick of doing this. Then I've got to wash this measuring cup. I don't care now. Now, you get out the measuring cup, put it in the sink, put it in the dishwasher. You're fine. What's the big deal? But when you're not feeling good, it is a big deal. One cup, it's too many,
Oh, yeah, can make the difference. Yeah. Interesting. I was doing an assessment the other day with a new person, and I said, what have you been doing to lose weight? Have you been on programs? She said, oh, I've been on programs. But lately I really just been watching what I eat. And I said, so tell me, what is a typical day? You work, you have a lunch break. What do you do? And she starts her morning out with a couple of eggs and a piece of toast. Okay. Then she goes to work. And typically at break time, she said, there's always customers or vendors that are bringing in
Yeah.
cookies and donuts and all that. And she said, I always make sure I only have a half. I go, you have a half a cookie, or you have a half a donut, or you have a half a cupcake. She said, yeah, I just have a half. And I said, so what do you do for lunch? And she said, well,
The other half.
she said,
Yeah.
the only places close to me are McDonald's and Burger King. She said,
Oh.
but I've learned when I go to McDonald's, I just take the top part of the bun and I throw it away. So I'm only eating half the bun and the meat. And she said, the French fries come, and I said, I only eat half the French fry. And I'm listening to this thinking, and you wonder why you're not losing weight and
Yeah.
why you're having trouble. I said, not only is that not working from a portion control standpoint, I said, the food you're eating has no nutrition in it, none,
Yeah.
zero. So you're not feeding your body with anything healthy. You're not getting any nutrients or anything. And she said, well, you think maybe that's one of the reasons I'm not losing weight?
Yes.
I said,
Yeah.
I've got the answer. From now on, you don't need to worry about McDonald's or Burger King. You just reach in your desk drawer and grab a bar, or take out a shake and make up a shake,
Yeah.
and you're done. And you get all the nutrients you need for your lunch. That,
Yeah.
and she goes, can it really be that easy? And I went, yeah, it can. Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
But when she started talking about taking half the bun off of McDonald's,
I know. And it sounds good. It really sounds, well, bless your heart. You're taking the bun off. Good for you. You would have had an extra 20 pounds. But it's that bun has nothing in it for you. And
no, not to mention the meat has no nutrition whatsoever.
no, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Dr. Michelle had in her office for years, she had this, I think it was a McDonald's hamburger on a little plate. She had put it out there. The thing was petrified. She'd had it there for years and years and years. The thing was so nutritionless, it wouldn't even rot away. It just sat there like a rock.
Yeah.
It was there forever and ever. And you think, oh my goodness, and people eat this.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of doctors do that. And we did it in Dr. Amy Michelle's office.
Who did she do it?
Where we took a McDonald's hamburger and we just set it on a shelf. And it was like 6 months later, we're looking at it. It didn't look any different than the day we put it up there.
I know. And then I came in years later and it's still,
It's still there.
Yeah, it's just, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
And people are putting that into their body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So who's got other good news?
Well, I had a great time Halloween. I was dressed as a witch on the front porch of my grandkids while they went out trick-or-treating. And I had this big kettle of candy in front of me.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, okay. And I just created a lot of fun by when the trick-or-treaters came up, the older trick-or-treaters. When they came up, I told them, I asked them if they wanted some of my stew my fresh stew that I just made. And I said, it's made of eyeballs and brains. And I got lots of interesting looks and, no thanks, or they went on their way. But I said it was just a distraction, having fun, distracted away from
Yeah.
candy, having
Yeah.
candy.
You know,
Yeah.
several years ago, when I was on the program and Halloween came along, and I'm going, okay, I can't tempt myself. Plus, I really shouldn't be giving this stuff to the kids. So I made up little baggies. I found these wonderful sugar-free organic suckers. And they got a sucker, they got a little box of raisins, and they got a bag of either pretzels or sun chips. And that's what they got when they came up, that there was no candy, no chocolate, no nothing else in there. And how many parents I had say, oh my God, we wish more people would do something like this.
I have to share what I did for Halloween. So I gave little Halloween treats for my grandkids, and I gave them each a shake, a strawberry and chocolate shake, and 2 bars, and a little dum sucker, and a little bag of chips. And I think there was something else, but I'm like, they want to know what are in these little packets. And I said, well, someday after school, have your mom make that shake for you. Your mom or dad make that shake for you. So I just
Good
wasn't
for
gonna,
you.
I wasn't gonna give them. I mean, they got so much candy anyway. I wasn't gonna add to the candy.
Yeah.
Add to it.
So
So
Yeah.
because I have my grandkids have had some of the bars, so I know that they'll eat those. So I'm
Well,
like,
and it's changed. I mean, I remember as a kid, I grew up in a small town. And when we went out for Halloween, it was all, in fact, our custom was we went out on All Hallows Eve. We went out the night before. And the big kids went out on Halloween and played all their tricks. But anyway, all the moms in town made fresh caramel apples and popcorn
yeah.
balls and
Oh,
fresh
gosh.
fudge and fresh caramels, and everything was homemade. And you knew it was as healthy as it could be, considering. Or you got just apples or an orange like that. You can't do any of that anymore.
No.
And that's so sad. That's so
And-
sad.
Anyone stick a
Oh,
toothbrush in there?
Me too.
Oh, every once in a while, there'd be like the local dentist would give you a toothbrush.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we would get them so many, as a teacher, we would get them and they would come in and do a thing for the kids and give so many, and we'd have extra ones. And so I would give those out too, trying to hint. And my kids in my classroom, we walked in the door, we walked over and brushed our teeth and put our toothbrush back. They had a cover for it and a stand. They didn't put,
Oh,
other teachers would put it in their desk or else send them home or something. But I had the low economic, social economic bilingual kids, and they really didn't know. So at least once a day during the school year, they got their teeth brushed right after lunch.
oh my God. That's
But
so
I brushed
cool.
with them too. So
Look
Yeah,
what just
that's so
came to
cool.
our door. I got the doorbell rang, and it's an edible fruit basket for my husband.
Oh,
And
how
we were just talking
wonderful.
about how, to be
Perfect.
healthy. It's so cute.
That
Oh,
is, it's
those things are
adorable.
beautiful.
It's
It's
got
a-
like a flower, but it's with melon and a pineapple. It's so cute.
I was gonna say it's probably got pineapple and orange and
Mango, maybe,
strawberries and-
banana, I don't know. This beautiful.
It looks
Yeah.
really nice.
boy, that's love.
Oh, our
That's
friends
love.
in
That's
Arizona.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those are great. I mean, they're great gifts to give.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, if you're doing something like you want a hostess gift or something, you're going
That's
to
awesome.
family's house for holidays to take
That's
one
a
of
good
those.
idea. That's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, they're beautiful, and you can get them small or
Where do you
little.
get them at? You know,
Edible.
I don't know. This
There
like it
should
just
be a
says
card on it. Edible.
it says edible.
that it, you know,
I know. It might just be edible arrangements or
Edible.
something
Yeah, it
like
just says
that.
edible arrangement. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what it is. Edible arrangements,
Oh, that's
and
very
they
nice.
deliver. You can do it
Yeah.
online or call them.
oh,
It's so
see,
And
cute.
if you do it online, you can see all the different types. And they have them with like in footballs and basketballs, you know, sport like and real pretty vases and simple boxes, all kinds of yeah.
Just
but
This
for
is
the
like
money.
they look like flowers in a flower pot, but it's all
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
so
all
cute. It just looks so
Yeah.
darling.
yeah. But Kathy, you got to eat it pretty fast because it does go
It does
pretty
spoil.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's all fresh fruit.
Yeah.
Elaine, can you come off mute? Do you have any wins to share?
She's on mute.
I know. Asked. Yeah, and I can't. Oh. Do you have any wins, Margot, for the week?
Well, I think last week I missed because for 10 days I was doing all my doctor appointment, my annual visits, and that I had already done my cardiology, you know, like 6 weeks ago, but got all my test results back. Everything is great.
Good.
And
Yeah.
all
Good.
my doctors
Awesome.
keep saying the same thing, that they can't believe how well other than my angry esophagus, and I'll be happy when they figure out what's causing that. But
Mm,
aside from that, at least it's not causing me any pain, or it's not hard to swallow, or we just have to figure out what's
Hmm.
making it happen. But it was great because I had ultrasounds and I had with the trouble with my legs are doing, knock on wood, amazing. Very close to finally, after 4 years, being healed up. So from that perspective, everything is good. And
Congrats.
when I talk to the docs, I think it's still because I'm constantly putting good nutrition in my
Yeah.
body
And thinking good thoughts.
and
You
thinking
know,
good thoughts.
and-
Yes,
And
yes.
and interacting with people. You're keeping your brain going. You're keeping
Yeah.
your, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you walk
but
around the house once or twice just to get a little exercise in. So
more than once or twice, yeah, to do what I can. But it reinforces to me how important it is to
Yeah.
stay on track, because for the last 10 years, these are the results I've been getting. Wasn't my results the years before that.
And
You know.
that's good. That is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I was
to know that.
always being told, you got to eat this, you got to do that, you got to go, yeah, right. Yeah, right, okay. Leave me alone and let me just put on the weight. Just, never mind. And thank goodness for Dr. Anderson and
Yeah. Well,
finding him.
it's a plan. It's a plan. And they're always saying, well, you got to do something about this and something about that. But if there's no path, there's no map, there was, nothing. And you had no clue. And so,
No.
okay. And you're going,
No,
yes,
because I
yes, I
tried
will.
everything.
Yeah.
I tried everything and I lost weight and I gained it and I lost it. And I just gave up.
Yeah.
I just didn't care. I thought, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. And this program has just not just made me healthier,
Yeah.
but it's made me a better person.
Yeah.
It's made me more organized. I mean, my typical week is Saturday, I make my grocery list and go shopping. Sunday, I spend preparing food for the week. I know on Sunday what I'm going to eat every single day. And now I do have where a friend will call and say, let's go do lunch or let's go to breakfast or let's do something. That's fine. And then I just move that meal into the next
Yeah,
week.
you just,
But
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
but-
easy to do that. That's what's
by
nice.
planning it out and preparing as much as I can ahead
Yeah.
of time, it makes it so easy. I just, when it's mealtime, if I'm not grabbing a bar or taking a shake, I'm going to the fridge and grabbing a little Tupperware out and having something. And it's so simple. And I used to think it was so hard. I used to think, oh, this
Yeah.
is so much work and having to weigh it and having, but when you reach your goal and you stay
From
on
the other-
maintenance,
From the
then
other
it's
night, I
easy.
just, from the other night, I just saw a little note that says, love the journey and love yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a great way to think about it. You got to love yourself enough to love the journey. And I think that's, in my thinking, that's probably the biggest problem for a lot of us is we're so busy thinking of everybody else in our
Else.
life
Yeah.
and what we have to do for them and what's going on with them, that we don't put ourselves first.
Yeah.
We don't love ourselves enough to say, if I'm not first, then I'm not going to be healthy enough or capable enough to take care of all those people that I love.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of become my driving force over the years. And part of it, working with Dr. Amy Michelle in healthcare, was a gift, truly a gift for what I learned about helping people and valuing yourself enough that you can be there to help people. And I watched her do it every single day. And it was an education I didn't even know I was getting. It was just by being there. And it was great. And like I say, it all, then once I found Dr. Anderson, everything really changed. So life is good. Life is good.
Do you
You
have,
have words of wisdom for us today?
Well, of course I do. Okay. Once again, it seems to fit. It's wise choices. Life does not come ready-made. You create your life. With every choice you make, choose your choices wisely. Wise choices bring sunshine to your life. Foolish choices bring shadows. Be wise. Don't make any choices you can't easily live with. Some choices aren't easy to make, but the important thing is to make one. Nothing is accomplished without decisions. Make the best choice you can. Hope for the best, then let it go. Trust whatever happens is for the best because you did your best. And sometimes you make the wrong choice, but don't worry about it. Often, the wrong choice can lead to the right one. Happiness isn't in the past, but in the choices of today. It's not in never making a mistake, but in never letting a mistake keep you from happiness. Choices give you the freedom to choose whatever makes you happiest. Make the most of this freedom to the most of your life. Choose wisely. You have the power to let the past go and fill your life with sunshine. Choose wisely. Sunshine always, always feels good.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Very
excellent.
good. That's
Yeah.
very good. Very good.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes.
I love doing it. It's just so surprising to me because I usually look them up the day before. And somehow it always seems
It
to
always
fit in
works,
with
right?
I
That's
our
what we're talking about.
day's conversation.
Yeah,
For sure.
they do. They just match in and work and it's yes.
So aside from this, is everyone as happy as I am that I won't be getting 92 texts a day about voting and donating and who I should vote for and when I should vote, whether it's a president or a mayor or a school board person. I am so way
Yes.
up to here with the whole I'm so glad it's over. I'm just
Yes.
glad
Me too.
it's
Me,
done.
me too. And
It's
so
just,
And our
yeah.
our mailboxes will be less. All the
Oh, yeah.
political mail. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, something that I've thought of for a long time now is in my mind, and just throwing out dollars, especially presidential. They should say, okay, each president gets $1 million for their campaign. Be a good business person and figure out how you're going to spend it, as opposed to when one candidate does a special ad, the other one has to earn more money to do an even bigger ad.
yeah.
And they keep going back and forth. Millions of dollars were raised for
Oh
this
yeah.
campaign. Wouldn't it be neat if they had, again, $1 million limit, and then they had a competition between the two elected or the two candidates
Whoever.
and
is-
said, who can continue to raise the most money to go to either the Red Cross or FEMA or some
Mhm.
organization that helps the vets? All that money on all those wasted negative ads
It was
that
just
we had to listen
Yeah.
to
Had to listen to it.
that could
that's
be
over
spent
again. Well,
in North Carolina and Tennessee and Florida and for the vets of the world. Think about it.
I know
Yeah.
it's
There's
terrible.
got to
Well,
be a better way.
my thought is that I think they should only be allowed 1 month to campaign. So to me,
That too.
I think 1 month is enough, not this two
Yeah.
and a half years.
Yeah.
We've listened to this for 2.5 years and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And
Yeah.
so
But I think of all that money
I know
that
it's terrible.
in my
It's-
mind is wasted.
yeah.
They could
Criminal.
be doing so. If they can raise it for this, why
Yeah.
can't they raise it for something else?
No.
Okay, that's it for me for today.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to see
Everyone.
everybody.
Have
Love
a
you
good
guys.
week, everybody.
You too.
Thank
Great.
you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Remember to call me, Betty, if you need to.
Great
Okay,
to see everybody.
I'm adjusted now. Thank you. I'm well adjusted now for you guys. We don't know about tomorrow.